Ever get the feeling cruise lines are a few steps ahead of you? No matter how well you plan your getaway, they somehow manage to sneak extra charges into your dream holiday. Well, you're not imagining it. Cruise ships are floating entertainment empires, expertly built to distract, upsell, and tempt you into spending far more than you ever expected. And most travelers fall straight into the trap, completely unaware, but not you. Not this time. Because today, we're revealing 15 hidden cruise hacks the cruise companies would rather you never discovered. These aren't your average bits of advice. They're clever insider tactics that'll help you save money, snag secret upgrades, and sail smarter than 90% of passengers on board. From drink package pitfalls and gratuity loopholes, to cabin upgrade tricks, quiet cabin zones, and even the sneaky ways they monitor your movements without saying a single word, we're peeling back the curtain on everything they'd never dare print in the brochure. Whether you're setting sail for the very first time or you've already earned your sea legs, consider this your exclusive insider's guide to outsmarting the cruise lines and taking back full control of your voyage. Let's dive straight in. 1. The prepaid gratuity scam. UK version, unique wording. Let's begin with one of the biggest misconceptions at sea: prepaid gratuities. Paying your service tips in advance sounds convenient, right? But it's a bit like tipping your waiter before you've even tasted the meal. Once the cruise line already has your money, your influence disappears. Whether your steward vanishes halfway through the voyage or your waiter forgets your drink every night, it hardly matters when the payment's already been pocketed. That's the hidden catch. You lose your leverage. The clever move? Simply opt out during booking. Later on, you can always adjust gratuities at guest services according to the service you actually receive. In fact, many experienced cruisers claim that the crew often go the extra mile when they know you haven't prepaid, because their reward depends on your satisfaction, not a fixed amount. Now, if you really want that VIP touch, go old school cash tips. Slip your steward 10s or 15 on the very first day. You'll be amazed how it sets the tone for the entire week. That friendly bartender who never forgets your drink order, or the steward who folds towel animals every night, they'll appreciate a personal thank you far more than a divided automatic charge. Still, there's a fair argument that removing automatic tips may disadvantage the unseen crew. The dishwashers, the cleaners, the laundry team, who deserve recognition too. That's why many seasoned travelers choose a hybrid approach. Keep the automatic gratuity in place to support the entire team and add cash for those who truly stand out. The bottom line? Convenience costs you control. Whether you go fully cash or mix the two, know your options, because on a cruise ship, the crew can always tell when they're dealing with someone who understands how the game is really played. The banned power strip secret, let's face it, you're not just packing clothes for a cruise these days. There's your phone, tablet, smartwatch, camera, and that hair straightener you promised not to bring but did anyway. Now imagine trying to charge all of that in a cabin with only 2 sockets, one usually hidden behind the television and the other buried under a lamp. Welcome aboard the world of cruise ship power chaos. Here's the bit the cruise lines never advertise. Most power strips are banned. Yes, even the ones without surge protection. If you pack one, security could confiscate it faster than a smuggled bottle of rum. But don't panic. There's a clever workaround. Bring along a USB charging hub that doesn't include AC outlets. These brilliant little devices let you charge multiple gadgets at once while staying within ship regulations. Drink package maths. They hope you ignore on paper. An unlimited drinks package sounds like a dream. Endless cocktails, premium coffees, bottled water, all included. It feels like a floating paradise where the bar never closes. But here's the reality. Cruise lines are counting on you not to do the maths. Most of these packages cost between $50 and $80 per person, per day. And here's the sneaky clause. If one adult in your cabin buys it, the other adult must as well, even if they hardly drink. To break even on a 60 daily package, you'd need to down about 7 cocktails every single day of your cruise. That's not sipping by the pool, and that's practically a marathon, and it gets trickier. Even with a premium package, service charges still apply on each drink. Certain top-shelf spirits aren't covered, and some ships quietly limit how many drinks you can order within a set time frame. So, how do you play the game smartly? First, check for discounted pre-cruise offers online. Sometimes the same package is cheaper before you board. Second, consider pay-as-you-go. Most moderate drinkers spend less this way. Third, if your taste runs more towards bottled water, soft drinks, or specialty coffee, check if there's a smaller, cheaper package tailored to that. The truth is simple. These all-inclusive drink deals are designed for heavy drinkers. Unless you plan to spend your entire holiday propped against the bar, you'll likely save more by ordering a few quality drinks each day, and put the rest towards something truly memorable, like a massage, a shore excursion, or a spa day you'll actually remember. Pro tip, invest in a compact USB hub with at least 4 ports. That way you can power your phone, watch, and camera simultaneously. No musical chairs competition for sockets. And if you've got a device that must use a regular plug, keep a fully charged power bank handy instead. Just make sure it's under 100 watt-hours and has no surge protection feature built in. Cruise cabins were designed long before we traveled with a miniature tech army. With the right kit, you can easily outsmart those limitations and keep every device powered up. Because the truly prepared cruiser isn't the one with the fanciest suitcase. It's the one whose gear is charged and ready to capture every moment of the voyage. That rock-bottom price for an interior cabin can look irresistible until you discover it's directly above the nightclub or right beneath the gym where someone starts dropping weights at 5 in the morning. You think you're saving money, but what you're really trading is your sleep. Here's the insider truth. Not all interior cabins are created equal. Some are genuine hidden gems, quieter, slightly larger, and far better positioned than the rest, yet priced exactly the same. These unicorn cabins usually sit in odd corners of the ship or were designed with unique layouts that accidentally offer extra floor space. So how do you find one? Treat the ship's deck plan like a treasure map. Look for rooms that appear unusually shaped or sit midship, sandwiched between 2 passenger-only decks. Those are often the peaceful ones. Just a few minutes of research can turn your budget gamble into a guaranteed win. Your own quiet, comfortable haven at no extra cost. Pro tip. Bring a small, battery-powered nightlight and a digital clock. Without natural light, you'll wake up at noon thinking it's still dawn. But with the right setup and the right cabin choice, your cheap interior room transforms from a dark cave into a snug, restful retreat, the kind only seasoned travelers know how to find. 5. The Embarkation Day Buffet. Trap. The moment passengers step onto a cruise ship, the same scene unfolds. Hundreds of hungry travelers making a beeline for the buffet as if it's some sort of survival challenge. Plates clatter, queues form, and it feels like the start of a culinary free-for-all. But here's the truth. That Embarkation Day buffet is a trap, and a rather unappetizing one. Most of the food served on day 1 has been sitting for hours, kept warm under heat lamps, waiting for the crowds. The salad's limp, the pizza's chewy, and good luck finding a clean table in the chaos. It's not exactly the grand welcome you imagined, so here's the smarter move. Once you board, head straight to your cabin and drop your carry-on bags first. No need to drag them through the buffet battlefield. Then, check your cruise app or ask a crew member whether the main dining room is open for lunch. Many ships quietly offer freshly prepared meals there, complete with real cutlery, calm service, and zero stress. Some even have specialty restaurants offering discounted lunch menus on the first day, or smaller venues like poolside grills or pizzerias that stay blissfully uncrowded. Start your cruise like a seasoned traveler, not like someone fighting for the last bread roll after a delayed flight. Skip the chaos, find a quiet corner, and enjoy a meal worthy of your first day at sea. Because holidays should begin with comfort, not commotion. The best and worst times to eat cruise dining can feel like a dream. Unlimited food, stunning views, and more desserts than you could possibly sample. But timing, as it turns out, is everything. Pick the wrong moment to eat, and that elegant dinner becomes a long, noisy queue with cold soup at the end of it. Here's what seasoned cruisers know. The worst time to eat is exactly when everyone else does. That's between 6:30 and 8 p.m., the rush hour of the high seas. Expect packed dining rooms, long waits, and staff stretched thin trying to please everyone at once. If you want your meal to feel special, aim for early dining, around 5:30 p.m., or late dining after 8:30 p.m. You'll get quicker service, quieter surroundings, and a chance to chat with the crew when they're less hurried, a small detail that can transform your entire evening. And when it comes to buffets, the same rule applies. Visit just before or after the crowd, think 11:30 a.m. for lunch or 7:30 p.m. for dinner, and you'll enjoy freshly replenished food without the crush of people. Pro tip, Many ships also have 24-hour cafes or small bistros that few passengers ever discover. Keep one or two of these in mind for those midnight cravings. They're often peaceful, with surprisingly good food, because on a cruise, the secret to eating well isn't just what's on your plate, it's when you sit down to enjoy it. 7. Cabin upgrade tricks. They don't advertise. Everyone dreams of waking up to ocean views and private balconies. But few realize how often those luxury upgrades go for a fraction of the price, if you know the system. Cruise lines don't exactly shout about it, but hidden within their booking process are loopholes that can turn your basic cabin into something far grander. Here's the first secret. Timing matters more than loyalty. Check your cruise line's website about 2 weeks before sailing. That's when unsold balcony and suite cabins quietly drop in price, sometimes by hundreds of pounds. If you've already booked, call or message the line directly. Ask about upgrade offers or cabin bids. You'd be surprised how often they'll move you up just to fill the space. Second trick, the upgrade ferry emails. Many cruise lines now send passengers random upgrade invitations. The email usually says something like, "Bid for a better cabin." Don't ignore it. Even a small bid can work if the ship isn't full. And finally, once you're on board, ask at guest services within the first few hours. Sometimes a handful of cabins remain unsold, and staff are authorized to offer onboard upgrades at reduced rates. Be polite, flexible, and ready to say yes on the spot. That's often all it takes. Pro tip: if your current cabin's fine, but you're hoping for a balcony, ask whether any obstructed view rooms are available. They're technically downgraded because of lifeboats in sight, but the fresh air and daylight are absolutely worth it. On a cruise, fortune really does favor the bold, especially the ones who know when and how to ask. 8. The hidden Wi-Fi. Workaround. Let's be honest, cruise ship Wi-Fi can feel like it's powered by seagulls. It's slow, patchy, and somehow more expensive than a week's groceries back home. Yet these days, being offline completely isn't an option. You need maps, messages, and maybe that one photo to post just so everyone knows you haven't fallen overboard. But here's the good news. There are clever ways to stay connected without paying full price. First, avoid buying Wi-Fi on embarkation day. Cruise lines often drop the rate a day or two into the voyage, once they realize not everyone's biting. Keep an eye on the app or onboard offers. You can save up to 30% just by waiting. Second, choose the social media package if you only need basic access. It covers apps like WhatsApp, Messenger, and Instagram, but skips video streaming. For most travelers, that's all they need, and it's far cheaper than the full internet plan. Here's a pro tip many passengers miss. If you're traveling with someone, share one Wi-Fi package by alternating logins. Most systems only allow one device at a time, but you can simply log out and let the other person sign in. It's completely within the rules, and when you're in port, skip the ship's network entirely. Most terminals and cafes near the dock have free, high-speed Wi-Fi that's 10 times faster than anything on board. Because staying connected at sea shouldn't mean draining your budget. Just knowing where and when to connect can make all the difference. 9. Laundry hacks. They never tell you, nobody goes on a cruise dreaming about doing laundry. Yet somewhere around day 4, that neat suitcase of outfits turns into a wrinkled, slightly damp pile of regret. Cruise laundry prices don't help either. One small bag can cost as much as a night out in London, but with a few insider tricks, you can keep your clothes fresh without spending a fortune. First off, pack a small bottle of travel detergent. Most cruise cabins have a retractable clothesline in the shower, perfect for a quick wash and dry session. A couple of rinses in the sink can save you from those 4 per shirt fees. Second, avoid the ship's main laundry service unless absolutely necessary. Instead, look out for laundry specials advertised mid-cruise. Many lines offer a one-day deal where you can fill a whole bag for a flat price, sometimes as low as $20. Here's a lesser-known tip. If you're on a longer voyage, some ships have self-service launderettes hidden on passenger decks. They're rarely mentioned in brochures, but they exist, complete with washers, dryers, and even irons. Ask a crew member quietly, and you'll often get a knowing smile and directions. And for wrinkles? Forget travel irons, they're banned on most ships. Instead, bring a fabric de-wrinkle spray or hang clothes in the bathroom while taking a hot shower. The steam works wonders, because even at sea, fresh clothes make you feel sharper, lighter, and just a bit more in control. The mark of a traveler who knows all the quiet secrets the cruise companies never bother to tell. 10. How to outsmart onboard photographers. You've barely stepped aboard when they appear. The onboard photographers, grinning behind their lenses like paparazzi at a film premiere. Smile for a memory. They insist snapping before you've even adjusted your sunglasses. It seems harmless enough until you see your photo displayed later, priced at $15 to print. Multiply that by every dinner, excursion, and sunset, and suddenly those memories cost more than the cruise itself. But don't worry, seasoned cruisers know how to beat the photo game without missing out on the fun. First, if you actually enjoy having your photo taken, ask the photographer to use your phone or camera right after they snap theirs. Most will happily oblige. They get the shot they want, and you walk away with the same pose for free. Second, wait until the final day sale. Near the end of the cruise, unsold photo prints are often discounted, sometimes by 50%. If there's a particular picture you truly love, that's the time to buy it. Here's another clever move. Some cruise lines now offer digital photo packages, letting you purchase all your shots in one go for a flat rate. If you're traveling with family or a group, it's often cheaper to split the cost and share the digital files later, and if you'd rather skip the hassle entirely, just politely decline. Smile, wave, and walk on. They won't chase you, and you'll save both time and money for moments that matter far more than a forced grin in front of a lifebuoy. Because the best cruise memories aren't sold at the photo desk, they're the ones you capture naturally, without anyone shouting, "Say cheese!" 11. The crew appreciation secret. It's easy to overlook them. The smiling waiters, the room attendants who somehow tidy up twice a day, the bar staff who remember your drink after just one order. They work quietly in the background, turning your voyage into something seamless. Yet behind those smiles lies one of the most misunderstood parts of cruising: crew appreciation and gratuities. Here's the truth: most first-time travelers don't realize your fare usually includes automatic tips, added daily to your onboard account. These are distributed among hundreds of hardworking crew members, from the chefs below deck to the laundry teams you'll never meet. But while this system ensures fairness, it's far from the whole story. If a particular crew member goes above and beyond, maybe your steward folded a towel into a perfect elephant, or your waiter always brought an extra dessert without you asking, a personal thank you means the world. You can do this in two ways. Leave a small cash tip in an envelope on the final day, or fill out a positive feedback card mentioning their name. Those notes aren't just symbolic. They can lead to promotions and bonuses. Pro tip: never remove the automatic gratuities to tip privately instead. It doesn't work the way people think. You'd actually be taking money out of the wider crew pool that supports everyone, not just the faces you see. A little kindness travels far at sea. When you show genuine appreciation, you're not just rewarding service. You're recognizing the people who make life aboard so effortlessly pleasant. Because while ships are built of steel, what truly keeps them afloat is the dedication of the people who never stop smiling, even when the sea gets rough. 12. The quiet deck. They don't want you to find. Every cruise ship has one, a hidden spot where the crowds never seem to wander. The sun feels softer, and the only sounds are the waves brushing against the hull. It's not marked on the deck plan, not mentioned in the daily newsletter, and yet it exists on nearly every vessel: the secret quiet deck. While most passengers flock to the main pool, fighting over loungers like it's a sport, a few lucky ones discover this tucked-away sanctuary. Sometimes it's forward near the bow where the wind is stronger. Other times it's aft, behind the buffet area, accessible through an unmarked door or stairwell. Here's how to find it. Look for signs that say crew only, no entry, but with a small open gate or a side path nearby. That's often where a public access area begins. Or check deck 5 or 6 just above the lifeboats. Some ships keep side promenades open, and they're almost always empty during the day. Once you've found your quiet deck, treat it like a secret garden. Bring a book, headphones, or simply your morning coffee. Watch the sea roll by uninterrupted. Pro tip: visit early, just after sunrise or during port days when most passengers go ashore. You'll have the place entirely to yourself with nothing but endless ocean ahead. It's one of cruising's greatest luxuries, not something you buy, but something you discover. Because while everyone else is chasing the same view from crowded decks, the true traveler knows that peace at sea is a treasure best kept quiet. "13. The port day shopping. Myth: every time a cruise ship docks, the same announcement echoes through the speakers. Exclusive shopping deals today only. Suddenly, you're surrounded by leaflets promising tax-free jewelry, designer watches, and duty-free treasures you'll never find back home. It all sounds irresistible, doesn't it? But here's the uncomfortable truth. The port day shopping experience is often one of the biggest illusions at sea. Most of those recommended shops are part of cruise-sponsored deals. They pay the cruise line to be advertised. That glossy map you're handed before disembarking isn't for your convenience. It's an advertisement in disguise. And those stores know exactly how to charm tourists fresh off the gangway. Here's how to shop smart instead. First, research prices before you sail. If that watch or perfume isn't significantly cheaper than back home, it's probably not a bargain. Second, look for local markets a few streets away from the port. That's where you'll find handmade crafts, authentic souvenirs, and fairer prices, not the inflated ones inside the official stores. Pro tip: duty-free doesn't always mean tax-free. Some ports include local sales tax or currency conversion fees that quietly undo the savings. If you really want a souvenir worth keeping, skip the gold chains and t-shirts. Buy something that carries the scent, story, or spirit of the place: locally made coffee, spices, art, or a small craft. Something created by real hands, not mass-produced for cruise tourists. Because the best souvenirs aren't the ones that sparkle. They're the ones that remind you of where you truly were, not just where your ship happened to stop. 14. The hidden meaning of the muster. Drill: every cruise begins with it. That unmistakable announcement summoning everyone to the muster drill. Passengers groan, drinks are set down, sunbeds abandoned. It feels like a dull formality before the real fun starts. But beneath the boredom lies one of the most crucial and surprisingly revealing parts of your entire voyage. The muster drill isn't just about life jackets and lifeboats. It's the only time you'll see the crew at full emergency readiness, and how they handle that short session tells you more about the ship's safety culture than any glossy brochure ever could. If the crew seem organized, calm, and confident, that's a sign of excellent training. But if there's confusion or poor communication, take note. It's not something to ignore. Safety drills aren't theater. They're practice for something everyone hopes will never happen. Since the pandemic, many lines have switched to digital or cabin-based muster drills. You watch a video, then check in at your station later. Convenient? Absolutely. But it also means fewer people pay full attention, a risky habit in an emergency. Pro tip: always locate the nearest exit and secondary route from your cabin. Walk there once just to know the path. And keep your life jacket easily accessible, not buried under a suitcase. Because while the muster drill may feel routine, it's really a quiet reminder of the ocean's power and the respect it demands. Every seasoned sailor knows those few minutes of awareness could one day make all the difference. Disembarkation. Day survival guide. It's the part of the cruise nobody likes to think about. Disembarkation day. One moment you're sipping your last cup of coffee on the balcony, and the next, the loudspeaker is politely urging everyone to leave the ship you've come to call home. Chaos brews in the corridors. Luggage everywhere. Lifts full. Passengers tense. But here's the secret. With a bit of planning, you can make your final morning feel calm, even elegant. First, ignore the early panic. Most people rush to leave the moment disembarkation begins, which only creates long queues at immigration and baggage claim. Instead, enjoy a slower breakfast and wait until the final call for your color tag. It's quieter, faster, and far less stressful. If you've booked a late flight, don't waste the day sitting at the airport. Many cruise lines offer post-cruise excursions, short city tours that drop you off at the terminal afterwards. You'll make the most of your last few hours instead of waiting around with your luggage. Pro tip: keep a small carry-on with essentials like medication, travel documents, and a change of clothes. Your main bags are usually collected the night before, and you won't see them again until you're off the ship. Before you go, take a quiet walk on deck. Look out at the sea one last time, the horizon that for a week or two became your world. Because every cruise ends the same way, not with goodbye, but with the promise of another voyage waiting just beyond the tide.